Okay, so let's start with Sagittarius because this is interesting. It's Sag month and it's only the right thing to do to honor our Sages by going first. And I always say this, but it's true. In Eastern astrology, I'm a double Sag, not a double Capricorn. So it's very interesting when I see the things that I see here. It looks like, right. The sun is going to be in Capricorn until the 21st. So we come into the month with the sun in the first house for Sagittarius. And this is, major. We go into the month with some planets in Sag. And because I was looking earlier and there were some things in Saggy. Wait a minute. I actually know what that is. I think Mercury and Mars at this particular moment are in Scorpio, though. Just, I said Mercury goes through Sag so quickly. I just want to check things just to make sure where we're at. Okay, so yeah, we've got Mercury in Scorpio right now. Okay, Venus and Cap. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to take a good look at that to make sure I knew where everything is. So for the most part during the month, a lot of these planets are going to be hanging out Sagittarius in your second house because there's going to be a pretty huge stellium in the second house by the time the month is over. I mean, we're going to be looking at the sun in the second house, Pluto in the second house, Saturn in the second house, Jupiter in the second house. And on the 26th, the new moon solar eclipse in the second house. So this is a major, major area. And so what I would like to ask or just warn most Saggies about is to keep a good eye on your money and where the money's coming in, going out. If you're making more profits than your liabilities. I've been looking at my own finances and feel that I am paying out more than I'm bringing in. All it takes is a few late payments, and I feel like I'm under the gun in my business. And so you might come to that reality as well, where you might have to start cutting things in order to, because Saturn is a restrictor. And even though Jupiter's there in the second house, Saturn is there, and Pluto is there, and the sun is there, and the new moon is there. So it's giving you an opportunity, I think, to look at your finances and what you own and what you possess, and even what talents you have to give in this lifetime, and take a good, solid look at that area of life during this time because it's so vital. And what you find out will be interesting to say the least. Now Mercury and Mars start out in the 12th house because they're in Scorpio, and so for Saggies, there's a lot of hidden motivations going on here, with Mercury thinking and Mars action, sitting in the 12th house. But I would take this time to strategize. Saggies are a little bit, well, Scorpio's there, right? So Scorpio is a little bit more emotional and intense. Scorpio is very intense. So with it in the 12th house, I'm just picking up that there may be even some unexplained, uh, I want to say psychic, but when you sleep, your unconscious mind is going to give you a lot of the information that you need, especially with Mercury there. So please pay attention to whatever that internal voice, that message, literally the internal voice, Mercury, is going to be speaking to you during the month of December until it moves into Sag, because Mercury is going to be moving pretty quickly. And Venus goes into Aquarius on the 20th of December. So that's going to be a major first planet getting into Aquarius. And Aquarius is actually sextile Sagittarius. So when Venus gets into Aquarius, it's going to be a really positive influence, especially in the area of communication. I think a lot of Saggies are going to be feeling that with their communication area. Also, there, some of the planets that have been going on, Neptune down in the fourth house in Pisces, Chiron in the fifth house in Aries. Although it's teetering right there at the between Aries and Pisces now. Uranus in the sixth house in Taurus, still retrograde until January, by the way. And then there's going to be a full moon as of I believe that's the 26th, isn't it? Yeah. Full moon as of the 26th will be in Gemini. And that's going to be in your seventh house as partnerships. There's full moon. It can really, I don't want to say arguments might happen. That might not happen. It could just be illuminating your partnerships, maybe your marriage. It could illuminate hidden enemies. So be aware of that, especially with Mars in the 12th house. So, yeah. North Node's in the 8th house in Cancer. I think it's just giving you an opportunity to go deeper emotionally than normal. That's the way I think it's going to play out. That you'll be able to go deeper emotionally, at least while the North Node's in Cancer. It's easing its way into going toward Gemini, which means it's going to be going out of your 8th house and into your 7th house soon. And I think we're down to 7 or 8. Where are we at? 8 degrees. The North Node's at 8 degrees of Cancer. So that's interesting stuff. I think the one thing I want to warn you about is just with Uranus in the 6th house, just getting this vibe like you might have something weird happening with your health. There's also the possibility of something really strange happening in your work. And I just think that between Jupiter in the early degrees of Capricorn and Uranus in the early degrees of Taurus, they'll be trine from the 2nd house in the 6th house. So it's kind of like the work you do might affect the money you make. Or some project to make money might affect the work that you do. Just be aware of that. So anyway, this is my take for you guys, Saggy. I guess overall, when I look at this, it's just, I got my eye on my money and my money on my mind. It's one of those kind of months. You got a lot of emphasis in the 2nd house of money. Please keep your eye on your money and your money on your mind. Okay? Okay. Much love and light to you, Saggies. And, if you haven't already done so, please like, share, and subscribe to our videos and to our channel. And much love and light to you. Okay. Okay. So that was Sagittarius. And let's, okay, there we go. I just wanted to make sure I got them done first, which we've done. So that's good to know. And you guys, like I said, I have not been asleep yet. And I'm just going to do these until my voice dies out, pretty much. And then after that, I'm just going to